Dave knows how.
So we got our pump in the cut off 55-gallon plastic drum. We've cleaned a good part of this side of the tractor. Had a lot of nasty stuff on it. Dirt, grit, grime. I probably got about 8 gallons of diesel in there. Also, it's probably worth noting, we got a fire extinguisher sitting right here close by, fully charged, just in case. I just figured I'd show that for all the safety sallies out there that are gonna tell me I'm crazy for doing this. But this seems to work pretty good. This 55-gallon drum is a decent size work up underneath here. I probably should have cut it off a little lower because it doesn't want to fit underneath the backhoe subframe. But since I got the backhoe subframe off over here on this side of the tractor, it you know, it'll slide in from over there, but it doesn't quite make it all the way over on this side. All right, so you know, we got this thing washed off a little bit with some diesel fuel down in the bottom of the 55-gallon drum. You know, I basically just wanted to knock off what I could knock off, you know, while I got this thing tore down this far. You know, just wash it off a little bit, you know. I'm not trying to put a wax job on it or anything else, you know, like that. This is a tractor that gets worked. It gets used. It does not get abused. but it definitely gets put through its paces. I'm not sure how much more of putting this thing back together I'm gonna actually film. If it's some important stuff that I think you would benefit from knowing, then I will share that. So we're gonna do that right now. We got one thing that we're gonna add to this video that's kind of important. I may point it out again in a later video as well. This hose right here, this is the suction hose. Here's your pump, your hydraulic pump. We've got it disconnected right now, and I've got a rubber stopper up in here so that we can't get any dust, dirt, pollen, diesel fuel, whatever. We don't want to get that in that pump. So we've got this blocked off with a rubber stopper. This hose is famous for going bad and can cause a lot of problems. My rubber band broke. What'll happen is, if it gets a slight crack in it, or if these joints fail to seal properly, the suction from this pump is so great that it will suck air into the system and cause the pump to cavitate. And when a pump cavitates, you know, any of you guys that own a boat, cavitation on a boat impeller is a bad thing. Cavitation on a hydraulic pump is a bad thing. Now, this hose is not the original hose. I can tell that because it's not painted Kubota gray. If the hose is factory hose, it'll have Kubota gray paint on it. And I think a lot of times that paint is what causes the darn thing to crack. I could be wrong. Obviously, this hose has been changed. It was not changed by me, so I don't know the date at which that it was changed. It doesn't feel brittle. I'm not seeing any signs of cracks, but I don't know how long ago it was that it was changed. So I ordered a new one. If you're going to do this job, this hose has to come off. According to my Kubota technician, my son, I told him, I said, I ordered a new one of these. What do you think of that? And he said, good call. I forgot to tell you that, but that's a good call. You will probably need that, because a lot of times when you undo this and you go to put it back on, it will not seal, because around this pump, and he's right, it's just a smooth boss on the end of this pump that this thing goes on. It's not ribbed like a barb. It's just a smooth boss, and it just slides up on there. And he said a lot of times when you take that off, you go to put it back on, it will not completely seal like it's supposed to, and it will cause cavitation in the pump, and then premature pump failure will come shortly after that. So I did order a new hose. We'll probably go ahead and replace this hose, put the new one on there. I'll set this hose aside and save it so that in an emergency, if I bust this hose and this tractor is somewhere and I need to get it home, I can put this old hose back on here temporarily, get it back home until I can get a new hose. So not going to throw that hose away. We are going to replace it, but we are going to hang on to that hose. I have a hard time throwing anything away anyhow, so that's right in line with how I roll. That's why I got so much junk around here, because I have a hard time throwing anything away. I'm scared I might need it. Anyway, if you do build one of these parts washers like this, I don't know if y'all noticed or not. I'm sure you probably did notice all the blue that I'm standing on. This is a plywood floor, but I put a blue tarp on top of it to try to keep as much oil and whatnot off of the wood as I possibly could. Not that oil's going to hurt anything. If anything, the oil probably would help it make it waterproof. But when this diesel gets on this blue plastic, it is slick as ice. So be careful when you're walking on this stuff. I haven't, so far, knock on wood, I haven't slipped and fell and cracked my head or anything like that open. So I'm not sure what we're going to get on to next, but we're going to get on to something. Some of it may be filmed, some of it may not be filmed. I really just kind of want to get this thing back together. So again, unless it's something that I feel like you would benefit from seeing, I probably will not film all of this going back together because it's a lot of work. And if I film it all, I'll be September getting this thing back together. All right, let's get on to something else.
Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.